Welcome back, everyone. I have the power core still chugging away. Infinite lava is awesome. Infinite power is awesome. And this week we're going to be taking a look at a sand loop. This is something that's more advanced. It's meant for when you need to make scrap boxes and UU matter. A lot of the old tricks you use a minima stone don't work anymore because the minima stone will actually break when they're in the crafting table when they reach zero durability. So what this trick does is it uses a pretty much a someone forgot to count nice little bug in the game. It will take sandstone, turn it into sand, turn it back into sandstone over and over again. Well, I'll just show you real quick. Let's see. Let's get some sand going. Now, with this is a pulverizer, which uses MJ. So that's why I have the redstone energy cell. That essentially, this is what the core makes is MJ, and that's what this pulverizer is going to use. This is a compressor with upgrades, stereotypical upgrades that you would have in a compressor when you would be making UU. The compressor will take one sand and turn it into one sandstone. Now, did I plug this in? No, I did not plug that. I did not put a timer on that yet, so excuse me for a second. Alright. And then that sandstone goes up and around and into our pulverizer. Now, the pulverizer will take that one sandstone and pulverize it into two sand, and this automatically feeds into the compressor. And see, that compressor turned that two sand into two sandstone. And then you can essentially see where this is going. The byproduct from this is niter, and you can take that directly into your recycler to chew up and to spit out scrap boxes and scrap. Now, a lot of servers don't allow buildcraft pipes, which it's my little pet peeve thing. These peony tubes suck really bad with pulverizers. I'll give a few examples in a moment, but so like this is another kind of setup you can do. Imagine this crystal chest being your AE system input or just any other type of storage. Like you have your pulverizers. Imagine this crystal chest is kind of like a hold tank. So normally what will happen is your pulverizers will pulverize. Actually, let's just do this. Give me some sandstone here. Bam, bam. Pulverizers pulverize. And because I have the infinite lava power core here going on, these pulverizers are connected underground, I think. And yeah, see, they're connected to the power core, so it's actually doing something. So it's not just looking pretty. So then, this is the kind of setup I would probably optimize and use. What it does is it has the pulverizers, and like in the example over here, what's happening is the niter is going to build up because it's a direct push into the system. With this setup, what it's doing is it's putting both the sand and the niter in this box, and let me change the filter real quick. And the filter is only, I might have already, yeah, it did already. Alright, place that tube. And what then, let's turn this down some. There's going to be a lot of ticking going on. And what this filler will do is only pull sand, because I flagged it with sand, to go back into the system. So what will happen is this pulverizer, if it does proc a niter, it'll leave it in the chest, but the sand will continue on down the drain. Now you got to remember, with these particular compressors and other blocks in that mod, you always have to have the input on top. It'll freak out if you try to load it from the side. Now this compressor isn't upgraded for some reason, so this is the default speed. It's not very fast. And then that is a finished sandstone. So this is the basic loop and concept. This is a more practical application. Well, you might be thinking, what if I wanted to go balls ass crazy and, you know, do something awesome with it? Okay, well, here you go. Now, this setup I have not turned on. I was checking ratios earlier, make sure it would work. And the idea behind this is it's a upgraded, amazing compressor. Let's start it. And what it will do, let me put a timer on it as well. There we go. And this compressor, what it's set up to do is, because of the way the PN tubes will work, is it will always go in the first slot that's available. So this sandstone will always be going down this pipe and be like, oh, can I go in here? Yeah. Can I go in here? Can I go in here? Can I go in here? And then finally end up here. And this is where I would normally put like a recycler. The problem with this setup again is if you do, yeah, see, I already got one. If you get a niter, it's not going to be pulled out of the system. You'll have to come through manually and clean out niters. You could always put another filter or get really fancy and put up a sorting machine, but it's kind of stupid too. The main problems you're going to have with trying to set up these kind of loops is, I'll show you real quick. Pulverizers do not work well with these stupid pinion tubes. The key thing about this you have to remember, if you're trying to set up your system and you're getting really confused, is the pulverizers will always accept from P&M. These tubes will always allow stuff to go into these machines. And these machines are special because they have these built-in pumps, like the red and the yellow will automatically pump out on the red and yellow faces. You can change this to whatever color you want. But the problem is the P&M tubes will not recognize that. That is why you have to have these filters pulling the items out of them, which, that sucks. It's an extra step. The main problem too is with like the pulverizer where it has two different color codes like yellow and red, the filters do not recognize that. So if you have a color code on the back of like yellow or red, the filter will sit there and try to suck it, but will get nothing from it. So what you have to use is this uncolored code, and that allows the filter to pull from these two spots. Now, with all that being said, it works, it's efficient, and as you can tell already, I'm already starting to get spillover into the next pulverizer. I think this compressor is not even getting challenged, so let's throw some more in. Let's try to flood the compressor a little bit. Alright, so after all said and done, the sandstone will go down, end up here in this chest, and let's actually watch a little bit of this and see how fast it can actually pump up. Alright, it loves to rain and get dark, so let's fix that real quick. Alright, as you can see the compressor is chugging away here just fine. It's actually keeping up with all of these 5 pulverizers. The compressors can get upgraded. I usually only do 10 overclockers. Much more than that's kind of silly. I think you can go up to like infinitely high, but the power demands become stupid. You can see there's a nice steady stream of sand flowing back. Let me check I'm not overflowing a niter, which is always good. And if I really want to, I can crank up this and make it every second, so that more sand gets put in the system to see if, the compressor can keep up. No, it's losing ground now. Main point being, you can see the sandstone coming down the pipe, checking each one, and there we go. Our first extra sandstone. I think we only put in 2 stacks. Don't quote me. We only put a little bit into the compressor, and we already have all the sandstone in these pulverizers, plus our extra here, which is free. This came from nothing. This sandstone was just electricity. It came from our little power cell here, our nice little solar array. I mean, you can't really beat that at all. Now, if your server allows Buildcraft pipes, I highly recommend using them for this kind of setup. They will work a lot better, and you won't need filters. I mean, you won't have the annoying little redstone tick, tick, tick. But with that being said, let's go back to the example over here. This is a single, wow, holy crap, I haven't even gone that long, and it's, as you can tell, even if this wasn't upgraded, the singularity compressor will always, 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 always make a crap ton more sandstone faster than a pulverizer can ever chew through it. These pulverizers are pretty slow. That's the downside of them. The pulverizer, though, is the only machine, however, that will take one sandstone and give you two sands. So this infinite loop only works with this combination. Now let's see what we've got here. See how I had this set up where the sand, for some reason, is only getting pulled out one at a time, but yeah, because that's the way the filter's set up. This pulverizer's set up. As you can tell, the niter is sitting there, and sorry about that. The niter's sitting there, and the pulverizers are clean. So then, if I wanted more, I could just go click, click. Here you go, Mr. Pulverizer. Here's another stack of sandstone for you, and another stack over here. This is a lot cleaner. You could put more automation to it. This is the kind of system I would set up over here if I had an AE. Now, I will be doing an AE tutorial on subsystems, so there'll be, assuming that you, oh my gosh, this is a lag loop going on, pretty sure. I will be doing a tutorial on AE systems next week on subsystems on how to get things automated in your AE rather than talking about the AE itself. I'm pretty sure most people know the basics of the AE. I'm going to show you essentially all the cool little tricks you can do, especially with these machines, and how to get stuff going. So for this week, this was a very quick little peek at an infinite sand loop, dedicated to you by Valcorp. Oh yeah, perfect music. So I'll see you next week when we actually start to crack into some really cool stuff. Bye.